Hi, welcome to Gemstone Tarot. This is your daily tarot for weekend of the 24th and 25th of November 2018, but not for much longer. I am using the Intuitive Tarot by Cilla Conway. These I recently bought without a box off eBay and they are phenomenally lovely. Ooh. Let's see. Wow. Okay. Ooh. They feel very gentle. Very, very gentle. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, overall energy, 7 of discs. All these cards kind of look like an egg, which I like. This feels like, you know, normally the 7 of discs is the workman leaning on his hoe. Pawn Tash in the, oh my God, what is wrong with my memory today? In the Smells Like the 70s Morgan Greer Tarot, it's Pawn Tash man leaning on his hoe. It's quite an archetypal Rider-Waite symbol, but in this one, it just feels like something, it feels like gestation again. You know, we had the Empress yesterday, and it just feels like Kevin Costner, Field of Dreams, build it and they will come. Feels like that kind of feeling. There is a need to make things manifest. There is a feeling of wanting things to be solid, to be empirical. That's my empirical mime. To be of the world, to be tangible, okay? Tangible. However, there is still floating around, and I say floating because we've got 1, 2, 3 cup cards out of 5. Floating around this reading, there is still all this karmic energy. And I suppose with the retrograde, there will be a lot of karmic energy. It kind of feels, it feels closing off and it feels opening out at the same time, which is weird. Over here we've got the Page of Cups. Page of Cups is always something coming towards us. In the traditional sense, it would be somebody coming forward with a love offer, you know, offering you the cup. Here I am, here is my cup. That kind of feeling. But it has a wider feeling. It's like intuition, emotion and water kind of coming in. It's like come in. The floodgate is open, you know, a bit, a little bit. The floodgate is ajar. And then over here we've got the most beautiful rendition of the Hermit. But it's in the reverse, okay? Wow. Virgo, the opposite sign of Pisces. Pisces, the sign of the floodgates, you know. Always a reputation Pisceans have. Oh, that sounded very, very... God, I can't speak today. That sounded very Yoda. A reputation Pisces have for blubbing, don't we? For crying. And it's true, I think. Let me know if you're a Pisces. Do you cry at the drop of a hat? I cry at the drop of a hat. I cry at everything. Adverts. I cry if I see someone in the street crying. I just cry. You know, it's one of those things. You've got to learn to live with it and buy some really good waterproof mascara. Virgo, the opposite sign of Pisces. It feels like this weekend we're not going to want to be alone. We're not going to want to do that hermit thing. We're not going to want to go and, you know, take the lamp and go in the cave. Of course, when you don't want to do that is usually right the time when you should be doing that. But we're going to feel like wanting the comfort of others, the comfort of the past. There's been a big thing for this in the readings recently of a yearning. Feels like a yearning to the past. But there needs to be some severing of ties. I just think sometimes severing of ties is not as easy as it's billed. You know, people say, oh, well, you can just cut that out and, you know, that person or that thing or that feeling just... Not always possible, not when you're in Mercury retrograde. It's not designed for that. It's kind of designed for swirling. I always see Mercury retrograde in a kind of duality where you feel like it logically could be possible to have two outcomes at the same time, to live in two universes, to be with two people, two things, two jobs, two possibilities, more than two, you know, taking it out into other dimensions. It feels like that, and it's actually a massively creative energy. If you are a poet, a writer, an artist, a dancer, just a human, all humans are, you know, but getting up in the morning and putting your pants on honestly is a deeply creative thing. I always say, and I said it a few months ago on this channel, if you've got up and you put your pants on, you're a winner, okay? You're a winner before the day has even started. We're creating every step we take. But really, with this kind of water and warmth and karma, you could really come up with something very beautiful. We've got the Five of Cups. I want to show it you in the upright because it's so nice. Look at that. In the reverse. Nice to have it in the reverse. But nevertheless, cup cards, when they're in the reverse, do represent not just tears, but release of emotions. That's what I'm saying, you know, if you think of releasing emotions as kind of letting loose a load of fish, then if you're a writer or if you've got a way of capturing them, you could really land some, okay? And then we have the Six, amazingly beautiful card. Six of Cups. Again, this came up yesterday in the reverse. Can't really escape this energy at the moment. Got a frog in my throat. Can't escape this energy at the moment. You can't, you want to be able to just, but I just don't think it's going to cooperate in that sense. It doesn't always. It's not always that easy. The universe is not that clean. Spirit is not, you know, like we say with Mercury retrograde, spirit is not kind of compartmentalized in the way that we would like it to be, and it certainly isn't at the moment. This is thoughts going out and then flowing back in. You know, if you think of it in terms of water, it's like that. I would say another water analogy, go with the flow of it, ride the wave of it, you know, go under, see what's what. Resist the urge to build it and to make it manifest and to produce, because to a certain extent sometimes, and this is probably a very Piscean way of looking at it, once you produce something, you close off all the other options of what it could have been. So it's finding that balance between keeping the creative floodgates open, but at the same time, kind of riding the wave of something so it does actually become a force. And then in the middle of the reading, the most beautiful Knight of Swords. Oh my God, look at that. So gorgeous. So gorgeous. This is what we're going to want to do. Knight of Swords is a very type energy. We're going to want to cut through. Hello, seagulls. How apt. But you can't cut through water. You can't. It doesn't cooperate. It's not going to. This Six of Cups is not going to cooperate. It's not going to go away just because we want it to. And in a way, when you've got the Page of Cups in a reading, it kind of heralds the need to go with it. It's a gift. It's a gift of some sort. Explore it. The Oracle card we get is co-create. And that's what I would say. Create being the absolute operative word. To live is to co-create. To put your pants on is to co-create. To brush your hair is to co-create. You know, to get up and do anything. To be is to co-create. Especially at the moment. I can't ignore you card because you fell on the floor. Oh, these are nice. We get listening. This is my card that got burnt by the crystal ball back in the summer. Looks like Spirit chewed a piece off the corner. I quite like it. Listening. Again, this is listening for things that are not overt and obvious. Listening for, as Wayne Dyer used to call it, the whispers in the breeze. You know, for the undertones of things. It's a very undertone type time. We also get one of my favourites, which is blessings. And power. And with this card, I always think of it in terms of a quiet, integrated power rather than an externally shown power. Okay, it comes from within. It doesn't need to be exercised or shouted about. It just needs to be, I was going to say it needs to be played with and felt, but I thought, and I've said it now, it needs to be played with and felt, okay? Page of Cups. It needs to be sloshed about, okay? I'm going to go before I say anything even worse than that. Do like, share and subscribe the video, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.